Hello guys, today I want to show you how to create a realistic talking character in AI. I think it's been like the most common question to me. How you create those type of characters? Let me show you an example. I want you to focus on the second part of this video. First part uh, I also used, but I will give you an example how I cover that. Okay, let's watch it first.
Once we thought we had a future, but in striving for perfection, we crossed a line and lost ourselves.
So yeah, this guy looks real. He kind of moves, and even we see a little bit of his like mouth kind of blurry. At the same time, it still feels more natural. He more like a human rather than just a still shot with a dog like moving lips. So let's go straight to the where's that? Let's go straight to my workflow. I want to start, I would say, I want to start with Midjourney. I think it's always start with an image, then I create a character, right? So let's say I need a character for my speaking role, right? So this time I decided to go with this guy. Um, I did. I made so many variation of this guy just to make the flow, just to make this looks kind of interesting. So when I pick the one I like a lot, the next step, what I do, and that's I think this part is the most important. So let's say you need like three scenes with the same person, right? So to make it look different, what I usually do, I go to Midjourney and I keep the same face, but I basically erase the rest completely, even the wardrobe, everything. He should be dressed in a different clothes. So I even try. Right now, I use like a big brush, but then I go down on the brush, change the hairstyle a little bit. That's why I mean I want to keep the acne, which is kind of fun, but the rest I just change, and then I can place him almost everywhere. So green, okay, so green costume on a train. Okay, so that's it. I should wait because I forgot to switch to fast mode. Anyway, I have stuff to do. So as soon as I choose the image, or it can be like three images, I go to Runway and I go to just a normal Runway animation tool. The reason why I just put like slow motion. Let's see what I was doing this here. Okay, so slow motion moving head, and I think I know it's kind of expensive, but in this case, unlimited version of Runway kind of makes sense for me because, as you notice, I had to do at least one, two, three, 4 rounds, 5 rounds of animation because let me show you actually. Look, so this is the first video, and in this first video he's like actually he transforms into some kind of different character. His face changes, his head goes up, but since I want to keep his face somewhere like in the middle of the frame, I cannot use that. Same here, he moves his head somewhere, face has changed. So I need to do that a few times. I have to be patient. Patience is one of the most important part of creating this kind of lip sync thing, right? Yeah, and also unlimited version kind of makes sense because again I need to do every single shot and I need to animate him first, right? So what I usually look for, let's say, let's go somewhere closer to the beginning. What I usually look for is for kind of movement I that creates kind of natural movement. He doesn't have to move a lot. but it has to look kind of natural, even he's not speaking right now, right? So I like this shot, good. Unfortunately, I cannot show you this whole process step by step, like, because I think I ran out of my credits. Yeah, it's like I'm out of my credits, which is 0. Still, I have to pay for the extra credits because lip sync, you cannot use that feature without using the credits. So I have a second account. I'm gonna move it to the another account, which is here. Okay, so here I already have this kind of lip sync animated. What I usually do, let me show you actually. So I go to lip sync. Here I can type my speech. I can type whatever I want, or I can upload audio. Sometimes I use Artlist, which is kind of cool way to create a voiceover. I like the voices here. At the same time, I like the voices in Runway. It depends of the character. I have a sort of creepy character for for this example. That's why I can use the one of the voices from the Runway directly. So let's say I like this guy. You see, he's kind of moves a little bit. As I mentioned, his face, I keep it the same. I just change the hair a little bit. Let's go back and let me show you. So you see, I changed the prompt. Right now he's in a green costume and he's in a subway on a train, right? So this kind of changed this whole idea, whole perspective. Also, as you know, let's say I want to put him on the side of the frame. I can do it in Midjourney first. So even the position can be changed. Yeah, I mean, the face will look straight all the time, but I don't really feel like it's a bad idea. So let's move him here and so create like another variation. So if you look at the amount of variations I do, it's like sometimes it's crazy, but again, as I mentioned, it's all about patience. So okay, I created the image, then I animated that in Runway, just a regular animation, and then if you go to lip sync mode, there are two options. If you have enough credits, you can do everything in one setup. Unfortunately, since I ran out of credits, I'm not sure when I'm gonna get them next time. So that's why it's a little bit complicated for me, but at the same time, it's same idea. They have option select from assets, and if you have animated asset already in this, in the system, let's say right here, I have it, right? So what I can do, I can just choose the asset, pick the face. Sometimes you can choose a video or an animation with a few faces like this old dude, right? Then I can type whatever I want. I can choose the voice here, and then I click generate. So right after, you see, right after, I can get really nice movement. It's already animated character, and it also speaks the way I want. And then I go to my post-production tool, which is DaVinci, and I align all those animated characters on the timeline. So, for example, this one.
All of it comes with a price.
So, okay, so
All of it.
you see the girl kind of moves the face, and even lips move. So it's all Runway, same thing. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into the how to create this kind of motion, but most of the time it's a secret. It's a pure luck, because I just keep doing that. I keep changing the actual prompt. So I'm trying to see what could be done. So let's say in this prompt, I told Runway to move the head. So slow-mo head movement. So first pass wasn't that great. Second pass wasn't that great, but the third one worked. So it's all about keep doing this. And when it comes to this guy, at
Once
the
we
beginning
thought we
he
had a future,
barely moves,
but in striving
and
for
I like how he
in
blinks here,
striving
right? So I want to keep it
but in
on the
striving for
timeline.
perfection,
But other than that, the rest
we
is
crossed a
missing.
line
You see.
and lost ourselves.
So the rest is kind of on the second part. That's why on top of the video I have a couple more
We
images
thought we had a
to cover it up, and that becomes my video. Look.
Once we thought we had a future, but in striving for perfection, we crossed a line
So yeah,
and lost
in this kind
ourselves.
of video, so you can cover that with some b-rolls and it looks way more natural. Okay, let's go back to the runway. So sometimes, and it's all about patience, right? So here I put just slow motion moving head and it zooms in by itself. For some reason decides to do that. Not always, but moving head and serious face. So I add just whatever I want, right? I can put 5 seconds just to speed it up, and I can do the same with like random animations. As you notice right here, I have the girl. They all blink, which is kind of cool. Blink kind of makes it natural. A little head movement makes it natural. Sometimes, let's say in that video, she was moving her arm, which is kind of cool. So all those little beats, that's what I need. If I have 2 seconds, but the best. It doesn't have to be the whole clip. Doesn't have to be the perfect clip, and that's why. Let's see. When we talk about this horror guy, this creepy guy, right? He's not actually creepy. He's just telling the story.
It's the summer of 1972.
So first part, he does a really good motion from the beginning till the end.
When I first noticed something odd in the house across the street.
So then,
No one ever left. No one ever entered. But every night,
then I chose this kind of little clip, just a couple seconds when he blinks.
But
that's what I need. It just feels more natural. And then the rest was good, but let me show you.
but every
So
night, the curtains would open, and a figure, always standing, never sitting, would stare out at me.
you see at the end, it zooms out, it moves back, the camera goes back, and I felt like, first of all, I don't need this whole speech to be covered with his face, right? So I decided to b-roll it as well, right? And then I just chose the part when the camera pushes in, and then same
Would
push out,
stare out at me.
move out, right? Pull out. Good. Same face, different shirt, different location, makes it look like different. Also, you see the hair always different, which is kind of cool because people always keep the same glasses, but the hair can be a little bit different all the time. So in this case, I just want to focus on the actual face, keep it similar. Wardrobe, as you notice, different, background is different. The only downside is, you see the lighting here? That's the problem. Sometimes the lighting of his face is always consistent, and I was trying to kind of change that. It's easier, honestly, it's easier to just do it in post. Or as an option, you can always have the even lighting on the face. Here it works well because you see the motivation is from the window, kind of feels the one side, and also you see that window in the back, it kind of feels that the cheek side. So it works. Here outside, it kind of difficult to judge because first of all, he has a nice backlight. At the same time, he has a soft diffused light from the side, but it cannot be soft because we see that there is no clouds, it's not overcast. So it might be a challenge for you. That's why maybe you can keep interior shots most of the time. I just made a decision to quickly show him, you know, outside. It's not a big deal, and also since I'm talking about the Wes Anderson style, so sometimes he does that kind of lighting, so why not? Then same thing, same guy, different haircut, actually similar haircut, but it's just a little bit different. You know, he always kind of looked like somewhere above the camera, which is kind of fun, you know, especially for this kind of style. I can work with the specific dots in Midjourney, and I can probably just go to the editor, keep the brush like as small as I can, and change the eyes only, or some specific details. Same with the hair, you know, just to make it look a little bit different all the time. So I just want to keep the most of his face same, and I can keep trying that. Depends on what kind of projects you're working on, if it makes sense, if it works for you. A couple minutes ago we moved him to the other side, which is also good because right now he's not in the center of the frame and he's talking to, you know, at the, talking, looking at the camera, right? So he will probably speak right at the camera, but everything on the other side. So I can change the this side. I can do whatever I want here, you know. So I can just do whatever I want. Same with his wardrobe. So now he has like green coat. Next time he has a costume, and yeah, you see, it's like I have hundreds of this guy, you know, variations of this guy. So should work, should work. Hopefully, it will work for you too. Now you know how to do this process step by step. If you have any more questions, please just write it down. I will try to keep you updated with my findings. If I find a better workflow, I will tell you as well. But now, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.